What's up, y'all? So recently I have gotten a couple of comments down below about suppressors and why do I want to use suppressors, and I prefer not to use suppressors and all this and all that. So let's bust off this 300 Win Mag unsuppressed and see, do we really need a suppressor? Oh, my ears! Ah, who that is? Call my name. Is that you, mother? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a unsuppressed versus suppressed video. I'm going to do all the testing, the scientific stuff with the same suppressor, which is going to be a SilencerCo Omega 300. We are going to test a 22 long rifle. We are going to test a 223. We are going to test a 308, and we are going to test a 300 Win Mag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have one camera right here where we're shooting from. I'm going to have another camera 50 yards down range, and we're going to get to hear suppressed versus unsuppressed right here where we're shooting, and we're going to get to hear it from 50, 60-ish yards down range. So I guess that explains it pretty good. Let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, so I may have told y'all just a little bit of a fib. I said that all the testing was going to be done through my Omega 30 or my Omega 300. That's true except for the 22. The 22, I do not like to run 22 through my big gun suppressors, whatever you want to call them. I have a designated 22 suppressor for the 22 segment of the video. This is my Savage Mark II 22 long rifle, and this is where we're going to start. We're going to do one shot unsuppressed, then we're going to do another shot suppressed. So the first shot will be unsuppressed. All right, now, due to YouTube's regulations, I can't show you how this goes on. So I'm gonna put this on. I'll be right back. All right, so we got that on. We're gonna get after it suppressed. I've got y'all set up here. You're actually about 4 feet from me, so it's like you're a buddy observing the shots. So at the end of the whole thing, you'll know if you would rather be standing here suppressed or unsuppressed. And you also know what it sounds like 50 yards down range, because we've got a camera down there, and I'm going to show that footage as well. But here we go. Let's get into it before we forget what the first one sounded like. This is 22 long rifle suppressed. Now we're going to swap to a different caliber. We'll move on now to the 223. All right, so next up we got the 223 on the tripod. The first shot, just like the 22, is going to be unsuppressed. She got a little crack to her. All right, so now that happened. That right there happened. So on to the next one, old son, I guess is what they say. Let's get out here and get this one. This is 223 suppressed. You are my buddy 4 feet away from me. The wind's blowing. I hope it don't ruin the video. But you're my old buddy 4 feet away from me. We got the suppressor on. Let's see how it sounds. Big difference. I'm sure you can tell. I hope you can tell. But being here in the moment, doing it, big difference. All right, y'all, so next up is my 16-inch Thompson Center Encore. This thing is chambered in 308 Winchester. And the first one I dread with it being a 16-inch barrel, because it's going to be unsuppressed. Luckily, I've got my ears I don't really understand why they call them ears. I've got my ear pro, what a lot of guys out there say, you know. Ear protection, I get that. But my ears, some of these guys be like, got my ears on. Hell, I got my ears on every day. That part don't even make any sense to me. But anyway, we got our muffs, our ear muffs here. They keep you, not only do they keep you warm, but they protect your hearing that I ain't got a lot of left. But let's get on into the 308. The first shot's gonna be unsuppressed. And here we go. Oh, no, not bad with the ear protection on, but you definitely would not be want to be standing here without some good hearing protection or without a suppressor on the end of this thing. Because with a suppressor on the end, I'm going to show you something right now. So guys, I hope with the suppressor off, it done it justice to just how loud this thing popped. Not only did it pop, but a lot more recoil than without that right there. They're out there. So what I like about suppressors is not only does it save your hearing, does it protect you from that loud boom, but it cuts down recoil, which great for follow-up shots and young shooters. The worst thing you can do is take a young shooter, put them on a gun that recoils and booms and all that, and then expect them to be a good shooter from then on, because now they're gun shy forever. That first crack, ringing of the ears, oh, my shoulder, you're gun shy forever. I want to show you what this suppressor does. I'm not wearing any hearing protection. After what you just heard, I'm not wearing any hearing protection for this shot. 100% hearing safe with that suppressor on this 16-inch 308. I would say the most of the noise you just heard was me ringing that steel down there, if I had to guess. But 100% hearing safe. My ears didn't feel a thing with the SilencerCo Omega 300 on the end of a 16-inch 308 Winchester. Let's move on to the next one. All right, y'all, so last but certainly far from least is my Savage 110 Trail Hunter chambered in 300 Win Mag. I absolutely love this gun. Super accurate. This thing shoots half-inch groupings at 100 yards. Super accurate, budget-friendly, long-range gun. I love this gun. That being said, I don't want to shoot this gun under any circumstances without hearing protection. With the suppressor on it, it's not too bad. I've taken some shots out of box stands with it and whatever with the suppressor, and it's not bad. My ears don't ring for days, nothing like that, but it tickles a little bit with the suppressor on it even. A lot of people get this false, whatever you want to call it, in their head about suppressors, that it's going to be Hollywood quiet and this and that. And the reality of it is, you can take like some 300 blackout, some 8.6 blackout. There are ways that you can make stuff really quiet. 9mm, 45, you can make stuff really quiet, but the movie, even a 22 subsonic, you're not getting that movie quality. So that gives a false impression of suppressors to a lot of people, and then they get around the suppressors and they're like, oh, this ain't all it's hyped up to be. That's not what it's meant to be. It's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be to protect your hearing, and it's meant to manage the recoil. That's what they're meant for. They're not meant to be whisper quiet. That's impossible. That's not going to happen. Now, there's been advances in technology, and there are some out there that are a lot quieter than others and this and that. But none of them's going to be whisper quiet with supersonic ammo. That's just not happening. But anyway, I forgot to mention that as well. Everything we shooting today is supersonic ammo. If y'all would like to see some testing like this with subsonic ammo, you let me know and I'll get that done. Just drop it down in the comments and we'll get this same test. We'll run it with subsonic ammo. We can do that. I really enjoy the subsonic videos. I love shooting subsonic. But anyway, I'm jabbering on too much. I know we're trying to get through this. So now we're going to move on to the 300 Win Mag unsuppressed. We're on the way, but before we do this, if y'all don't mind, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it out to your friends so we can keep making more content like this right here. .300 Win Mag unsuppressed. Wow. Wow. And we rang the steel down there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Look, 100 yards, we rang steel. I just put this ASR mount on the end. That's another video that I need to make. A lot of people think that moving a suppressor from gun to gun, different things, and it will change your point of impact in certain situations. But I'm gonna make a video. Some of y'all don't need to know this, but some of you do. I will make a video and get it out to you that shows you how to swap a suppressor from rifle to rifle without losing your point of impact. I'll do that. That being said, something like the SilencerCo Omega 300, and then I've also got the big brother to this that I'm going to be doing some videos on, which is the Hybrid 46. The Hybrid 46, you can buy either one of these suppressors and go across multiple different calibers with them. That's what I love about these suppressors. Now, there's a lot of them out there that'll do that now, but SilencerCo was just kind of the OG, you know what I mean? And the ASR mount, that's SilencerCo. It is the best, in my opinion, mount out there, especially if you're running from gun to gun, because it has a shoulder. I'll save all that for another episode. But with the ASR mount, you also get one hell of a muzzle brake. The recoil with just that ASR mount on there, I'll show it to you here in just a minute, but the recoil is knocked down tremendously just by using that as a muzzle brake, let alone being able to quick adapt this on the end, which is what we're going to do right now. And again, I hope this wind is not dampening my mic on this camera to the point to where you're not really picking up how loud and how intense this is without the suppressor. I really do hope that. A lot of times the wind will dampen this mic, and even when I'm talking, it don't come in just right. But hopefully it's not, and hopefully y'all are getting the full effect. But we've got this out here now, and we're going to quiet her down a little bit, and we're going to pull off another one. And again, we absolutely whacked that steel down there, so that was going to be a lot of what you heard. I don't know why I didn't hit steel with every one of them. We definitely could have done that. But with the last shot with the 308, both shots with the 300, we smacked the steel so we can kind of hear that too. And that probably would have gave them all a better effect if you could have heard it smack the steel versus what the report, you know, what the blast was sounding like. But anyway, we didn't. So, moving on. All right, y'all, so that's going to wrap it up for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you want to see this same test done with subsonics, drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to do it. I want to put out the content that y'all want to see, because without the viewer, the channel is no good. I can sit out here and just record myself acting a fool all I want to, but if y'all ain't watching, it ain't doing any good. So, that being said, one more time, hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button, share it out to your friends, drop in the comments what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Y'all, I want to take just a minute to give a shout out to Webb's Place in Wynn, Arkansas. Y'all look him up, www.webbsplace.com. Tony will take care of you.